Clip it out to the right side, and it goes all the way back, and the goalkeeper will send it forward. It's David Strelic, but David Raum will find Pavlovic. Pavlovic will give it to Florian Wirtz, who comes inside. So, here is Kimmich. Kimmich will cross it in, but it's going to be headed by the wing-back, Giomber. So it's a long ball forward up towards David Strelic, but Schlotterbeck will just give it to number 5, Pavlovic. And now it's Leroy Sane. He can play it inside to Pavlovic, who'll switch it out to the left full-back, David Raum. Raum will send the left-footed cross in. It's a dangerous cross. It goes all the way across the box and out. Now it's Gnabry to Kimmich. Kimmich loses the ball, and Slovakia tried to play it forward, but Jonathan Tah will pick it up, and he will go to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz going inside, will send it over to Sane. Sane will control his chest, pull it back for Nick Voltemade, but Slovakia are able to clear it away. And they are able to boot it away as it goes up to the central defenders. Now it's in the middle of the park. And it's the Slovakian winger, Leao Sauer, who's trying to come forward with it, but he loses the ball in a tackle. And now it's Joshua Kimmich, who is the captain. He gives it to Leroy Sane, and it's a good tackle that goes in by David Hansko, and it's out for a corner. As Germany are just looking to control the ball in the early proceedings of this game. There's a nervous feeling and tension in and around the stadium. So no, they do not want to fall to the playoffs at all. So David Raum is going to deliver the ball in. It's going to be a fierce cross, and oh, it's attacked well. And well, the Germans are convinced that it's come off a Slovakian player, but instead the referee has given a goal kick. It was Nico Schlotterbeck who attacked it really well. And it looks like he's headed over the bar. Although they are asking the question over whether it's come off a player in blue. Schlotterbeck, no, he hasn't even headed it actually, he's hit it on the volley. And it's gone over the bar. So Martin Dubravka can go and collect the ball and put it down for a goal kick. So Slovakia can play out. It's Lobotka out to Hansko. Now it's Sauer. Sauer will play it forward into Lobotka. Lobotka tries to turn, but it's a tackle that goes in by Joshua Kimmich, and he can go all the way back to Nico Schlotterbeck. And it comes all the way back to Kimmich. Kimmich across to number 15, Schlotterbeck. He will force it forward to Wirtz. Wirtz plays it inside to Voltemade. Now it's Pavlovic who'll switch it out to the right side. Leroy Sané. Sané will cross it in. It's going to be headed away by Albert. And then it comes back out for Nico Schlotterbeck. It's on the left-footed ball forward, controlled on the chest by Leroy Sané. He goes back to Kimmich. Remember, a draw as it stands is good enough for Germany to book their spot for the World Cup next summer. It may seem like an obvious conclusion for Germany to win the game, but let's not forget why we're in this position. Slovakia beat Germany 2-0 in the reverse fixture, and in that game it was David Hansko and David Strelic who scored the 2 goals. And realistically, it was a deserved victory for Slovakia as well, so they have been pretty impeccable in the qualifying process, apart from a loss against Northern Ireland, which, well, they really will be frustrated that they went and beat Germany but then lost 2-0 against the Northern Irish international side, because they would have felt that they could have taken advantage of that opportunity, where in fact now Germany are the hosts and can potentially sit back for a draw if they need to. But Francesco Calzona, who is the Slovakian manager, will feel confident in his 38th game of charge that they can cause an upset here. We're 12 minutes on the clock, still goalless. No real opportunities of note to tell you about. There was one shot on target, but it was a weak header from Serge Gnabry, who just heads it into the hands of Dubravka. So here is Obert. He goes back to Dubravka. Dubravka to his left fullback. Hansko. Does look like they're more playing a traditional 4-3-3 formation rather than a 3-4-3 formation that you may have expected, as David Raum will step in and knock the ball away from David Juris, Rosenborg winger. So Dubravka will play a risky ball to Lobotka on the edge of his box. He sends it out to Milan Skriniar, and Skriniar will send it forward. Pavlovic will pick it up in the middle of the park, but he is tackled, and ball comes centrally into Strelic. He tries to force it out to the right side, and Matusz Berro and David Juris just getting in each other's way. So ball goes back to the goalkeeper. So it's Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah with the ball on the edge of his own box. Goes out to Joshua Kimmich, who we have seen at times play in a defensive midfield position, but he's playing at right full-back here, which I guess some sections of supporters would say is his strongest position, but some will say that you get more of his creativity from a midfield position, but he also gets more time and potentially more touches in a right full-back position. It's the way that modern football goes. Defenders typically, especially the central defenders, take the most touches in a team, because it's such a slow base philosophy now in terms of building up, as Voltemade goes out to the left side, but it's Norbert Giambert, who will knock it back to Dubravka, and then it's Giambert who will clear it up and comes all the way through to Jonathan Tah. So the Bayern Munich central defender will give it to his defensive midfielder, who plays at club level for Munich as well, Alexander Pavlovic. He's come through the Bayern Munich system, just 21 years of age, making his 9th start for Germany tonight is Pavlovic. Here is Leroy Sané. Sané can play it to the edge of the box, to the aforementioned Pavlovic. Now it's Gnabry who's going to pull it across. It's going to be cleared away by the Slovakian captain, Milan Skriniar. And it's Jonathan Tah who's going to step in and try and send it out to the far side. It's a tackle that goes in now by Kimmich, and he can deliver it up. It's brought down by Florian Wirtz. Wirtz with the strike, but it gets caught underneath the ball, and it was always rising over Martin Dubravka's goal, and it goes out for a goal kick. It was good play by Joshua Kimmich, an excellent challenge that went in from the captain, and then he was able to deliver it in, and it was a real immaculate touch taken by Florian Wirtz, but he saw his shot go over the bar. So here it is with Nico Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck will play a 1-2 with David Raum. To the right side to Kimmich. Kimmich will go forward to Leroy Sané. Sané will run the ball out. It goes out for a Slovakian throw. So a quarter of an hour into this game, it's Germany 0, Slovakia 0. We will bring you up to date with all of the other scores. Northern Ireland are currently drawing 0-0 with Luxembourg. They do look like they're going to have a playoff spot being able to settle on because of the backdoor route that has been entered via the Nations League qualifying process. They will finish third in this group. Malta and Poland are currently drawing 0-0, and Netherlands have taken an early lead against Lithuania. It's Tiani Reindeers and Manchester City who has given them the lead. And the Czech Republic lead 1-0 against Gibraltar. It's David Dodera who has scored for the Czech Republic, and it's a shock result between Montenegro and Croatia. Preston North End striker Militin Osmajic has scored for Montenegro, and the other goal scorer is the Atalanta forward Nikola Kristovic, as Croatia find themselves 2 goals down, but they will top their group anyway, so they are already set to be playing in the World Cup next summer. Czech Republic in that group will go in as the playoff side. So back in play here, 17 minutes on the clock. Germany and Slovakia playing out in what is a gigantic clash, a shootout between these two teams. It's a cross that goes in by Serge Gnabry. It'll be headed out by Adam Obert, and it's Gnabry on the ball, out on the right side. Pavlovic comes back to the captain, Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich comes back out to the right side. And it's Germany just looking to deliver it in. Pavlovic will give it to David Raum. Here is Raum to deliver it, and it's headed away by Adam Obert, but it's only out for a corner, and this will allow Julian Nagelsmann's side to pile pressure and chuck men forward. Yeah, it's an opportunity for them to put players in the final third. Nagelsmann seems a little bit frustrated about something. Both of these managers relatively inexperienced in managerial terms. Julian Nagelsmann, of course, who is kind of seen as the next big thing, and he was managing in the Bundesliga in his 20s, which is quite a ridiculous record, as the corner does come in from Florian Wirtz all the way across. It's going to be punched away by Martin Dubravka. It's going to be a cross that comes in by Kimmich, and it's a pinpoint cross right on the head of Nick Woltemade. And Woltemade, who just was loitering in front of Martin Dubravka, has just headed past the goalkeeper. No chance for the Slovakian shot stopper. And Nick Woltemade, who scored 2 goals in midweek on Friday night, has scored his 4th goal in his national colours in just his 8th game for Germany. And Nick Woltemade, who was the big money signing this summer for Newcastle United, has just found himself in between the Slovakian defence. It's awful defending, in fact, and Woltemade was there just to nod past Martin Dubravka, and it's Germany who take the lead. It's a current Magpie who nods past an ex-Magpie in Martin Dubravka. It's a big celebration from Martin Dubravka, who runs down the touchline, and all of a sudden you feel that collective tension that you were kind of getting being sat here in the stadium be relieved, and all of a sudden you can kind of feel that nervous edge being taken out of the Red Bull Arena. Such a good cross by Joshua Kimmich, and we talked about that creativity, but when you play him at right fullback, those are the sort of positions that he can pick up. He's found himself in a little bit more time, and he's just able to deliver it straight onto the head of Nick Woltemade. And 19 minutes on the clock here. It's Germany 1, Slovakia 0, and as it stands, the Germans will be going and playing in the World Cup next summer, of course, which is going to happen in the United States of America, Mexico and Canada, and Slovakia are going to have to settle for a playoff tie, which is something I'm sure they will have expected when they saw the group. They will have expected to be the better of the two teams when it came to them in Northern Ireland, but I'm sure they will have recognised the superiority that Germany have in their ranks. So a shot goes in, it's blocked off here. It's an opportunity for Slovakia, and that's a great save by Oliver Baumann. It has just fallen to David Juris, the 26-year-old, and it was poor defending by Germany, who just weren't able to clear their lines. And then it was a shot that came in, and it's a decent stop by Oliver Baumann. Maybe I'm doing him a little bit of a disservice. It's actually a very good stop by the 35-year-old Hoffenheim shot stopper, just able to dive down to his right side and knock it out for a corner. But that is a really good response by Francesco Calzone's side. So a cross to come in now. It's delivered all the way across by Dudu. It's going to come out, and oh, that is a fierce strike, and it's that man again, David Juris, on the edge of the box. It's just fallen out for him on the half volley, and he struck it so well. And I tell you what, just at the last second it is risen. And I am sure there will be Slovakian supporters inside the stadium and sat at home that will have thought that that was rising in, and we were about to see an equaliser just a couple minutes after Germany scored. But David Juris, with his effort in at goal, just going out for a goal kick. But just beforehand, his shot was well saved by Oliver Baumann. So Baumann can take the goal kick. He comes out to the RB Leipzig fullback, David Raum. Of course, David Raum, who plays in this stadium for RB Leipzig inside the Red Bull Arena. Comes out to Leroy Sané. He'll give it to Serge Gnabry. Gnabry with the strike, but that was always rising, and it goes way over the bar. But Julian Nagelsmann particularly happy with what he's seeing. You can see him applauding the efforts and the idea and the endeavour of this German national side. So play has just stopped. Francois Letexier is just indicating that number 21, Matusz Berro, is sat down, and he looks a little sore, and Milan Skriniar is actually turning over to the backroom staff and indicating that there needs to be a substitute here. Matusz Berro looks quite tearful, he's shaking his head. And the man who plays his club football in Germany with Bochum, the 30-year-old who's making his 46th international appearance tonight. It does look like, unfortunately for Matusz Berro, his night is going to end early. There is a substitute getting ready to come on. Just seeing what actually happened to Berro. Can't really see there, just maybe just turned awkwardly on his heel, and he's a little tearful coming off the pitch, and you don't play in games as big as these really, or many at all, and he is making his way off. So coming on for him is one that may be familiar to the English listeners tonight, Tomáš Rigo, who plays his club football with Stoke City ever since signing for Mark Robbins' side this summer. Tomáš Rigo, who is coming on for his 6th appearance of the World Cup qualifying campaign. He's featured in every game. He started 2 of those games, including the win in midweek against Northern Ireland, but he's coming on for his 11th international appearance of his career, and it's Tomáš Rigo who comes on for Matúš Barrow. So he will be hoping to make a difference in the middle of the park here. He previously played in Czech Republic with Baník Ostrava. He made the move this summer to Stoke City to play in England. But the ball goes over the top here. It's a great ball over the top, and that's a wonderful save by Dubravka. It's Germany trying to follow it in, and eventually the assistant referee does raise his flag to indicate that Serge Gnabry went a little bit too early, but he was racing in behind there. Martin Dubravka actually dived the other way, but his left leg was able to stop it. In fact, the assistant referee wasn't raising his flag to indicate that it was offside. That's my error. He was raising his flag to indicate that it had gone out of play, so it was going to be a corner. So David Raum, the left fullback for Germany, is going to take the set piece for them. So it's Raum with a left-footed in-swinging delivery. It's headed in at goal, and it comes off a back of a Slovakian player. I think it's come off the back of Tomáš Rigo and over Martin Dubravka's goal. Serge Gnabry will be so frustrated that he didn't score that opportunity. That really would have put an end to the tension inside the stadium, as Martin Dubravka was the man that made the save. But Raum with the delivery again. It's headed away, and it's eventually cleared away by Skriniar, but it is sent out for another corner, this time on the near side. It comes quickly towards Florian Wirtz. Although the referee's now told them they need to take a throw. He's indicated it's my error. Get on with it, let's take the throw. So here is Wirtz. Goes to Pavlovic. Pavlovic will go all the way back to Nico Schlotterbeck. There is Jonathan Tah. Tah will turn back and go back to his goalkeeper, Oliver Baumann. Baumann to Schlotterbeck. Borussia Dortmund central defender will just give it to Tah. Now on the right side, it's Joshua Kimmich who got the assist for that goal. Comes out to Florian Wirtz. He'll send it inside to Voltemade. Voltemade will play a 1-2 with Wirtz. Comes forward into Pavlovic, and Germany are able to move it out to the right side. Here is Leroy Sané, who picks it up. He can drive at the Slovakian defence. Sané with the delivery, blocked off by David Hansko. Now it's Kimmich, left-footed delivery in, touchdown. And it's going to be a cross that comes in, and it goes out of play for a goal kick for Slovakia, but they just need to see out this period now. I didn't give enough credit beforehand to the ball over the top, in fact, by Nick Voltemade. Just hooked it in behind, and it was Serge Gnabry who was running in at goal, and he just had a stabbed effort at goal, and it was saved by the foot of Martin Dubravka. So here is Leo Sauer. Sauer will knock it back and then loses it, and then Kimmich is just shoved over, though the referee doesn't spot it. Kimmich fairly wins the ball back according to the referee. The referee's happy with it all, just allowing an extra bit of physicality there as Pavlovic gives it to Florian Wirtz, the Liverpool attacking midfielder. David Raum comes into the midfielder to Pavlovic. Pavlovic with a left-footed ball forward, but it's sent forward by Milan Skriniar. Jonathan Tah is able to get on it, and he'll give it to Kimmich. And they are going to move the ball forward now. It's David Raum. Raum with it. He plays it in behind, and there's an opportunity here, and it's Serge Gnabry who puts Germany 2 goals in front now. And it's a swift, superb attacking move by them. Really quick, interchangeable play. And then it is just a simple finish for Serge Gnabry to slot past Martin Dubravka, and Slovakia's dreams of qualifying for the World Cup and avoiding the playoff seems to be disappearing here tonight. And Serge Gnabry with his 25th goal in German colours. Lovely link-up play. Just sent in between the 2 central defenders, Obert and Skriniar. And there was Serge Gnabry, who slotted it into the bottom corner as he got on it, onto the end of the ball from his Bayern Munich teammate, Leon Goretzka. And once again, a huge celebration from Julian Nagelsmann, as his side are certainly silencing any critics that were ready to come his way. So a ball goes into Voltemade. It's Wirtz who'll send it across. It's going to be cleared away. We've seen inside the stadium Jurgen Klopp watching today. He was overjoyed with seeing that goal go in. He's someone that's been rumoured with the Germany national job. Of course, he's the current sporting director here at RB Leipzig. So it comes out to Sane. Sane will give it to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich will come back. Pavlovic out to Leroy Sane. We're half an hour into this game now. Kimmich on the ball. He's able to move it all the way back to Nico Schlotterbeck. So Germany 2 goals in front. Slovakia are going to have to find 3 goals from somewhere if they want to qualify tonight. It's a ball that goes all the way across. It's now going to be cleared away. Now it's an opportunity for them to surge forward, but it's Alexander Pavlovic who will get there and will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Oliver Baumann. So Baumann will give it to Pavlovic. Now it's Florian Wirtz coming forward with it. Out to Kimmich, pulls it back, and it's the central defender, Milan Skriniar, who's able to clear it away. And it's going to be Wirtz, plays it back to Leroy Sane. He'll send a left-footed ball towards David Raum, but he didn't get the execution right on his ball back across, and his touch just goes straight into the hands of Martin Dubravka. So Dubravka will just drop the ball down, and they will look to play their way out as the ball comes into Obert. Obert on it, plays a 1-2 with Lobotka, comes out to Giambert. Giambert will knock it forward, and now it's Hansko. Hansko can come and try and penetrate the German right side, but good challenge going in, or well, I thought it was a good challenge going in by the Galatasaray winger, Leroy Sane, but the referee clearly doesn't agree, and it'll be a free kick for Slovakia. Sane just catching Leal Sauer, and it'll be a free kick for the side in blue, and an opportunity for them to deliver him. So, preparing to deliver it in is Andre Duda, who was unavailable for the last game against Northern Ireland. He will send it forward. It's controlled on the edge of the box by Skriniar. He tries to get a shot away, but it is blocked off. It's David Hansko now going down the left side, and it's good defensive work by Leroy Sane to knock it out for a Slovakia throw. And it's going to come all the way out to Gimbert. Gimbert get the ball out of his feet. And they are able to move it out to Hansko. Hansko has got the option of Duda, but he's going to go all the way back to Obert. Obert will knock it forward. And then it's Obert once again with the ball. He will try and force it forward, but Germany are able to move it up to Leroy Sané. Sané is tackled, this time by Hansko, and now it's Leal Sauer that can run at Kimmich. Ball is going to be played back across, and it's good defending by Jonathan Tah, who's able to get there just ahead of David Strelic, but he sends it out for a corner, and it's going to be an opportunity for the visitors from a dead ball scenario, and they are going to send bodies forward. The ball is going to clear it in. As it's Andre Duda with the right-footed cross all the way towards the near post. And I believe it's come off David Hansko. And his header somehow, which has come off his forehead, has gone all the way across the goal and gone out for a goal kick. But that was an excellent delivery in. And David Hansko with a similar opportunity to what Nick Woltemade had for Germany. He was able to knock it into the back of the net, but Hansko wasn't on that occasion. So we're into the final 10 minutes of normal time here. 35 minutes played. It's Germany 2, Slovakia 0. So ball goes out to the right side. And it comes forward, and it's Leroy Sané who will turn back. Sané will come all the way back to Kimmich, he can move it back to Tah, and now it's Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck with it. And it's Florian Wirtz who drops deep once again to get on the ball, as Germany are just enjoying a spell of possession. Here is Wirtz. He's going to send it in behind. It's an excellent ball towards Leroy Sané, and it's 3 goals to the good for Germany now. It has been a relentless, rampaging performance from the Germans, and Leroy Sané, his goal is all but surely going to send them to the World Cup next summer. And the 29-year-old just got on the end of a wonderful ball over the top by Florian Wirtz. That is why Liverpool paid £110 million for him this summer. And Leroy Sané has made it 3-0 to Germany now. And let's not get this wrong, Slovakia coming into this game had only conceded 2 goals in the 5 matches in the qualifying process. They had beaten Germany 2-0 at their home. But it certainly is going to be Julian Nagelsmann's men who are going to be at the World Cup next summer. And let's be honest, what would a World Cup be without Germany, the multi-time winners of the biggest trophy in the sport? It just wouldn't feel right without the Germans. And it certainly looks like they are going to be there. And they will be going there with plenty of confidence and high spirits, because they are taking on Slovakia here, and they are no mugs at all, and they have been exceptional from the get-go. 38 minutes played, it's Germany 3, Slovakia 0. So the ball goes all the way back to Oliver Baumann. He'll give it to Schlotterbeck, and now it's David Raum, plays it into Nick Woltemade. Woltemade is able to turn, and Slovakia have just not been able to deal with the extra technical quality that Woltemade has got. Comes out to Joshua Kimmich on the right side. Kimmich will play 1-2 with Florian Wirtz. He tries to keep it in play, and it goes out. Francesco Calzona looks on. potentially a little bit frustrated the way that his side have conceded the goals, but just come up against a better side tonight. A side that are just a lot more ruthless and have that quality in the final third. So they will be left ruin those two missed opportunities from David Juris. He had an effort from just about 8 yards out, which was well saved by Oliver Baumann, and then it wasn't too long after that from a second phase from a corner where his strike went over the bar of Baumann. So Germany can come out to the left side now. It's Florian Wirtz inside to Nick Voltemade. He will try and send it forward, but it's the captain Milan Skriniar who will just knock it out for a Germany throw. So here is Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck will send it out to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz will come forward. It's going to be a delivery in by Raum, and then it's an air shot from Serge Gnabry. It came to him inside the 6-yard box from a central position. He should have done a lot better there. Should the Bayern Munich attacker just come to him on the volley, and he just has got it all wrong, and he's just completely missed the ball, has Serge Gnabry, but he does turn over to applaud the Leipzig fullback David Raum, because he will be happy with how that ball was delivered into him. As we come into the final 5 minutes of the first half, which Germany have been the dominant of the two. So Julian Nagelsmann will be setting foot in his second major international tournament. His most recent one came in the European Championships, where Germany were really, really good. They smashed Scotland on the opening day, and of course it was a home tournament for Germany, but they did exit at the quarter-final stage, just losing out to a last-minute goal in extra time against the eventual winners Spain. And well, everyone kind of coming away from that tournament, despite England officially finishing as the runners-up, everyone kind of said that Germany were the second best team at the tournament, and it was just unfortunate that they came up against Spain at the time that they did. But here is Wirtz coming forward. Wirtz is able to send it to the far post, and it's Leroy Sané who puts Germany 4 goals in front now, and this is just becoming an absolute rout for Julian Nagelsmann's side. And Leroy Sané at the far post has got his second goal of the game, and it has just been the likes of David Raum, Joshua Kimmich and Florian Wirtz who have just been orchestrating throughout the Germany midfield. And then on this occasion it was Raum with the outstanding ball over the top, and there was Leroy Sané at the far post, and Germany are now 4-0 up. 42 minutes played. It's Germany 4, Slovakia 0, and Leroy Sané has now scored 16 goals for his country in what is just his second start in this qualifying process. But Sané, who's now playing his club football in Turkey with Galatasaray, may be proving to Julian Nagelsmann that he hasn't gone over to Turkey to sit in a retirement home, and he is willing to play at the World Cup next summer. But it's just been an excellent performance by Germany, and out of all the international football I've watched over the last few months, from the September, October and November international break, I must say this has been the most impressive performance I've seen so far. It's Germany 4, Slovakia 0, and it's just unfortunate for Francesco Calzona that they have just come up against such an impressive Germany national side. And I'll tell you what this side reminds me of. It reminds me of when Julian Nagelsmann was in charge of Bayern Munich. His side was so free-flowing, so attacking, so confident on the ball, and that is what they are reminding me of tonight. And perhaps there's no surprise that there's so many Bayern Munich players in this starting lineup. I mean, you've got 5, Jonathan Tah, Joshua Kimmich, Alexander Pavlovic, Leon Goretzka and Serge Gnabry, but you've also got Leroy Sané, who was playing at Bayern Munich up until this summer. So when nearly half your side play at club level together, that always translates well when it comes to international football. And when your previous manager, Julian Nagelsmann, of course, was sacked for Thomas Tuchel to take over at the time, which at the time looked like a really harsh decision because he had won the Bundesliga the year before and they were on course to win it once again. Then it certainly bodes well for Germany that you've got a manager that has done so well. So the ball goes forward. Martin Dubravka just has to pick it up. There was question marks over whether he was outside the box or not. So here is Hansko. Hansko with the ball, goes out to the left-sided defender, Obert. And Obert can move it back to Milan Skriniar. So we're into the final minute of normal time now. It's Germany 4, Slovakia 0. The other scores. Northern Ireland have just scored, and it's Jamie Donnelly who has given them the lead. Donnelly of Stoke City has given them the lead against Luxembourg. Malta are drawing with Poland. Of course, the legendary Robert Lewandowski gave them the lead before Irvin Cardona has equalised for them. That is a big game for Poland, who could qualify tonight, but they are currently drawing, and Netherlands is still winning 1-0 with Tiani Reindeers scoring the all-league goal of the game. The Czech Republic, if you thought Germany were impressive tonight, well, Czech Republic are 5 goals up against Gibraltar. And each goal has been scored by a different player. David Dodera, Tomas Hori, Vladimir Sufal, Adam Karabek and Thomas Souček have scored for Czech Republic in what is going to be a performance which they will hope to take into the playoffs. And Montenegro are 2-1 up against Croatia. Milutin Osmajic and Nikola Kristovic giving Montenegro the lead. Ivan Perisic has got one back in between Osmajic's and Kristovic's goals, but Montenegro are not going to qualify via the World Cup group stage anyway. So here are Germany on the ball. Ball comes out to David Raum. Raum will play it into Florian Wirtz. There is Serge Gnabry. He's going to strike it, goal. I tell you what, it's a fierce strike, but it fizzes past the post of Martin Dubravka. He struck it really well, and it's just fizzed past the goalkeeper. But they are loving what they're seeing. And Jurgen Klopp is actually just got involved in the Mexican wave. And Julian Nagelsmann has a massive smile on his face. He is absolutely adoring what he is seeing, and you cannot blame him one bit at all. And for Slovakia now, it's just damage limitation. So the ball goes out to the left side, comes centering to Nick Voltemade. Voltemade will bring it down. He'll go back to Alexander Pavlovic. Pavlovic back across. Here is the midfielder Kimmich, as Slovakia are able to move it back. Hansko on the ball. Hansko will play it into Lobotka. Lobotka will go back to Obert, and now it's Milan Skriniar, the former Manchester, or should I say PSG central defender. On the ball. Slovakia can give it to Skriniar. Skriniar on it now, send it out to the right side, and the referee is going to blow his his half-time whistle, shall I say. And at half-time, it's Nick Voltemade, Serge Gnabry, and a brace from Leroy Sané, which is the difference at the moment. It is Germany 4, Slovakia 0.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. van het elftal. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal.
Germany are coming down the left side now. It's Florian Wirtz. He's going to cross it in. It's headed away. Out to the right. Leroy Sane. Sane on the ball. Cross. Knock it forward. And giving the cross is the substitute that's just come on, Felix Nemetcha, who has come on as a half-time substitute. So Alexander Pavlovic has gone off for Germany, which has meant Felix Nemetcha, who plays his club football with Borussia Dortmund after signing for them for 26 million, is playing in the midfield. And there was a couple of changes from a Slovakian point of view, of course. Tomáš Rigo came on for Matos Barrow in the first half, but we've also seen Ondrej Duda go off as the ball just goes back to Dubravka, and Dubravka picks it up, and it's a pass back, but he had to pick it up really because the ball went back to him, and Lobotka didn't check where Voltemade was, and Dubravka's just picking it up about 8 yards out, so it's going to be an indirect free kick. And I tell you what, this is something you only really see down on the parks on a Sunday in kids football, because Martin Dubravka had no choice but to pick it up. He should, I'd assume, receive a yellow card here because it's unsportsmanlike. He has bent the rules. He can pick up the ball and it gives away the free kick inside the box, which is indirect, but if he didn't pick it up, Voltemade was in and would have scored because the pass was short to Dubravka and he knew what he was doing. So this is providing a very, very interesting proposition here, because it's an indirect free kick from about 10 yards out. So all the Slovakian players are about 2 yards out, stood right in front of the goalkeeper, Martin Dubravka. And he's just trying to organise a wall down there. There's a collection of 4 or 5 German players. Something you don't really work on. It rarely happens. So still 5 players surrounding it. There's a couple of other German players just around in the middle. It's a wall of 7 players for Slovakia, who almost just stood on the line. So this is a very strange situation, but we will embrace it, as will the German national side. They're still in conversation about what to do, as the referee just reminding the Slovakian players not to move closer than the 10 yards that they have been put away. So what are they going to do here? This is extremely interesting. It's Raum, Kimmich, Sane and Wirtz are all stood over it as we await for the free kick to be taken. The referee just speaking to players down there, reminding them of their duties. So we're still awaiting for the free kick to go, as Wirtz, Kimmich, Sane and Raum are stood over it. Goretzka's having a chat with Jonathan Tah, and the referee is just going to speak to the players down there, tell them that they need to hurry up with this, as they're still coming in from quite a deep position, and it amounts to nothing as it does go over the bar. And that was a very lengthy wait for something that didn't necessitate the amount of opportunity and time that it took. So 51 minutes on the clock here. It's Germany 4, Slovakia 0. Nick Voltemade got the opening goal for the Germans. Serge Gnabry got the second goal, and then it was Leroy Sane who got 2 more for Germany. So Slovakia have gone out all the way to the other end and have won a corner. So it's a corner on the far side now. It's going to be delivered in, headed away by Pavlovic. It's going to be a shot from distance, and it's David Juris, who had a couple of opportunities in that first half, who has sent it in, but it does comfortably go into the hands of Oliver Baumann, who was just able to clutch it to his chest. Wasn't a bad strike at all. So it's Joshua Kimmich on the ball. So those substitutes, I can tell you about them now. So for Slovakia, it was Ondrej Duda who went off. Coming on for him, it was Lubomir Zatka. who plays his club football in Turkey with Samsunspor. He's on for his 40th appearance, and we've also seen Norbert Gimbert go off, and Ivan Schranz has come on for him, the Slavia Praha attacker, who's making his 35th Slovakian international appearance. So the ball is switched out to this right side as it comes out to Sane. Sane can't touch it down, and it goes out for a throw for Slovakia. So the two teams as they start this second half as follows. Baumann in goal for Germany. It's Tar, Schlotterbeck, Raum and Kimmich in the back four. Goretzka and Nemecha are in holding midfield, whilst Gnabry, Sane and Wirtz are behind the lone striker Nick Woltemade. For Slovakia, in goal for them is Dubravka. The back four sees Schranz, Skriniar, Obert and Hansko, whilst Lobotka is in the midfield alongside Rigo and Satka, and then it's a front three of Sauer, Juris and the Middlesbrough striker David Strelic, who's leading the line for Slovakia. So they're just on the ball. It goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, and it's going to be knocked forward by the goalkeeper Dubravka. It's then brought down, and it's going to go out to the left side, and Ivan Schranz, who's just come on, scored a goal against Luxembourg after only 5 minutes on the pitch. However, he injured himself while scoring and had to be substituted, missing the rest of October. And he returned only in November in the derby match against Victoria Plzen, did Ivan Schranz. And despite playing just 45 minutes in recent weeks, he has been called up again, as Francesco Calzona values him highly, and he'd spoken about that Ivan Schranz potentially might not get as many minutes as he would like, but he has been able to bring him on here in the second half. Ivan Schranz was the joint top goal scorer for Slovakia at the most recent European Championships with 3 goals. So it goes out to the left side, and it's Germany with it. Jonathan Tah, as it comes to Nemecha to Wirtz. It's Serge Gnabry. Gnabry is going to go out to the left side. It's David Raum who will cross it in and into the hands of the goalkeeper. As Dubravka will roll it out. It's going to come to the edge to Lobotka. Lobotka will send it forward to David Hansko. Leo Sauer will touch it down and will try and drive at Joshua Kimmich. Hansko, who signed this summer for the Spanish side at Atletico Madrid, tries to take a touch back out, and then it's Kimmich with the touch as it goes out of play for a throw. So the side in all blue can move it out to the right side. It's Schranz all the way back to his goalkeeper Dubravka, and here is Adam Obert. Obert will send a left-footed hook ball forward. It's Kimmich who will play it inside to the central defender Nico Schlotterbeck, and there is Felix Nemecha. They'll play a 1-2 with each other, and it's Jonathan Tah. Tah will just knock it out to the left side. Patient build-up at the moment. David Raum. Cross to Jonathan Tah. Tah will play it into Serge Gnabry. Gnabry with it up to the right side. Sane. Goes out to David Raum. It's Florian Wirtz is hanging out on the left side. Wirtz will receive it from a wider position. He'll come inside and find Felix Nemecha, and he's going to hook it forward, but too much on it, and it will go out for a goal kick. So it's the goalkeeper Martin Dubravka who will run over to get on the ball. So they're able to send it out to the right side. Now it's the right fullback for Slovakia, who just knocks it out of play. And it's going to run all the way out and for a throw. Germany can go all the way back to Baumann. Baumann to Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck will knock it forward. And then his ball forward runs out of play for a Slovakia throw. So they're able to pick it up. Ivan Schranz is the man who picks it up, and he will throw it inside to Stanislav Lobotka. There is Lubomir Satka, but they give it away. And now it's Gnabry. Gnabry will come all the way back to Jonathan Tah. Tah will find Felix Nemetcha. Nemetcha goes out to the left side to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz will play it out to the right side where Joshua Kimmich is. Kimmich inside to Serge Gnabry. It's Jonathan Tah. Tah will play it back to Gnabry. So again, we're seeing patient build up here from Germany. Do look like they are securing their spot at the World Cup next summer. They do give it away, and David Strelic can try and surge forward, but it's good defensive work by David Raum to get back in and knock it back. So it is Felix Nemetcha, just play a 1-2 with Jonathan Tah. Comes across to Serge Gnabry, he'll send it back to Tah. Tah will send it back to Schlotterbeck. Now Raum can give it to Florian Wirtz, who's been particularly spectacular today with his 2 assists. Ball goes forward into David Strelic. Strelic tries to touch it down, and it's Jonathan Tah who will get back on it. And it's Hansko. Hansko will knock it forward. It's going to be controlled on the chest by Lubomir Satka. Satka loses it as it comes out to the left side, but Hansko can pick it up. Hansko will go to Lubomir Satka. And Lobotka nearly loses the ball as Leroy Sané went in for a 50-50 with him. Now we're able to move it back to the goalkeeper, Dubravka, and Dubravka will knock it forward. And it's Milan Skriniar who's across and knocks it out of play for a Germany throw. So they are going to have to settle for the playoffs, are Slovakia. That draw will come later this month to decide who they play. They could play Northern Ireland, which would be an interesting proposition. Of course, Northern Ireland finished third in this group, regardless of what result finishes between them and Luxembourg, but because Northern Ireland look like they're going to qualify via the backdoor route of the Nations League, which we'll say is complicated matters in terms of a research point of view, but Germany will be rest assured of their spot, unless of course Slovakia can find 5 goals from somewhere, but I don't think that's happening today. So David Raum will give it to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz will come back. It's going to be sent out to the right side to Leroy Sané. Sané's going to try and cut in. It goes out to the far side. It's Germany who could pull it all the way back across, and Milan Skriniar will get there and just knock it away. It's going to be a delivery in, and it's headed in the middle by Skriniar. Goes back out to Florian Wirtz. Now David Raum will send a left-footed cross in. It's going to be kept in by Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich right on the byline will pull it back. It's going to fall to Gnabry. Skriniar is able to get it away, and now Lubomir Satka has got the chance to just clear it out. He'll actually play it to Skriniar, and then Skriniar will knock it out for a throw for Germany, although actually it's just about kept in play by David Raum, and it comes to Jonathan Tah. Tah will switch it out to the right side. It'll be touched down impeccably by Joshua Kimmich. And it'll be a central ball into Sané, who will cross it in. Comes out to the left side now. Germany still attacking well. Moving the ball well as a cross goes in. Blocked off by Lubomir Satka. David Raum will hang it up towards Voltemade. Meets it in the air, but his header can only come out to the right side. But Leroy Sané will keep it in play. Now it's Sane on the ball. He's going to go all the way back. And it's Kimmich. Kimmich out to Wirtz. Raum will get on it. 63 minutes on the clock here. Voltemade will drop in to get on the ball. He'll play a 1-2 with Nico Schlotterbeck. Slovakia just sat off on the edge of their own box. Florian Wirtz to the left fullback Raum. Raum with the delivery. Headed away and out for a corner. They're impressive era, Germany, just moving the ball really, really well. But before the corner can come in, they are going to make a couple of substitutes. So we are going to see number 15 make his way off the pitch. Nico Schlotterbeck, the Borussia Dortmund central defender. He is going to come off, and coming on for him is the Newcastle United defender Malik Chow. He's 24 years of age and has only played 11 minutes of this qualification process. But Malik Chow, who signed for Newcastle this summer in a 31 million deal, is on for his 5th Germany international appearance. And we're also going to see a standing ovation for the man that got the assist for the first goal. Probably Germany's best player of this current generation, Joshua Kimmich, the Bayern Munich defender, makes his way off, and coming on for him is another man that plays his club football here in the Red Bull Arena. Rydal Baku is on, the RB Leipzig fullback who started the last game, of which was a 2-0 victory against Luxembourg. So Baku is on for his 8th international appearance, and Kimmich alongside Nico Schlotterbeck has made his way off the pitch. So 64 minutes here, Germany 4, Slovakia 0. It's going to be a corner on the far side. They go short, comes out to Baku. Baku will cross it in, but it's cleared away by Milan Skriniar. And now it's Serge Gnabry that's going to try and get back up on the ball. And he will just dribble back into his own half and then back out again. Cross will come out to the right side. It's Leroy Sané who will bring it down really well, but then his attempted cross just goes into the side netting, and Martin Dubravka is safely able to see it hit the side netting. But it was a really nice touch taken by Leroy Sané, and then he just tried to drive it inside, but it hits the side netting. So it's Germany with it. It's Florian Wirtz. Wirtz back out to the left side. Now Rydal Baku. Baku will send it back. And it's Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah to Malik Chow. Baku, who's come out to play at this right fullback position. It's Leroy Sané. Sané will come forward, and then it's going to be clipped out to the left side. And Germany are just able to play in front of Slovakia, just sitting really deep. And I said as we just went into the half-time break that it was probably going to be damage limitation for Slovakia, and that is certainly how we've seen this second half play out. They've just sat back and tried to frustrate Germany as much as possible. So it's Nick Voltemade who is going to play it across, and there is Rydal Baku, and Rydal Baku, who has just come on as a substitute, is able to slam home and put Germany 5 goals in front. And for the 20 minutes or so of this second half, it has just been a game that has just been played in front of Slovakia, but they haven't really been able to produce a real opportunity. Well, now the substitute Rydal Baku has slammed home, and it's 5-0 for Germany, and they will be partying all their way over to North and Central America next summer. Nick Voltemada with the pass to the right side. It was Serge Gnabry with the assist, and Gnabry just set up Riddle Baku, who's this attacking right fullback, and he slams home to put Germany 5 goals in front against Slovakia now. It is utter domination from Julian Nagelsmann's side. It's a big celebration from the young manager, but Germany, 68 minutes on the clock, 5 goals up to the good, and you've simply got to say they deserve to be 5 goals up here. So it's Jonathan Tah on the ball. He's going to send it back across. That's Tah to the left fullback, David Raum. Raum will come back to Tah, and there's just been a substitute in the stoppage, so the Middlesbrough striker, David Strelic, has gone off. And coming on for him is Tomasz Bobczek. Tomasz Bobczek, who plays his club football in Poland with Lechia Gdansk. Just his second international appearance, but he is a player that scored the important goal against Northern Ireland, which gave them a fighting chance here today. But it's Bobczek who comes on for David Strelic. And it was his very first match and his debut where he scored straight away, and at the moment he's the top scorer in the Polish top division. What's also interesting is that nobody in Slovakia really understood how he managed to get a move to Poland, because his numbers at MFK Rosenborg were pretty poor in general, but he is surprising everyone in Poland as he's now the top goal scorer for Lechia Gdansk, and that has earned him a well-earned call-up to the national team. And like I say, on Friday night in his debut, he scored the solitary goal in the 1-0 victory over Northern Ireland. So we're in the final 20 minutes now. It's still Germany 5 goals up. Utter domination. We've barely seen Slovakia have a touch in the German half. As there's going to be an opportunity here, because it is Bobczek trying to get ahead of Malik Chow, and Chow just chucks Bobczek to the floor, and it's the first yellow card of the game. 70 minutes on the clock, and it's the Newcastle United central defender Malik Chow who goes into the referee's notepad. He just grabbed hold of the shoulder of Bobczek. The referee, I think, was ready to wave it away, but the assistant referee on this near side has indicated that Chow should receive a yellow card, and having seen the replay back, it's a good decision by the officials, because Malik Chow did just grab hold of him and bring him down to the floor. So Slovakia have got the free kick now on the wide right position. Maybe 45 yards out or so. The referee's just telling them to not take it just yet, because he is just writing down in his notepad. And it's going to be a free kick for Slovakia, out on the right side. So an opportunity for them to deliver in. It's sent across. It's headed away by Florian Wirtz. And it's going to come all the way back to Bobczek. Bobczek to Lubomir Satka. Satka will send it across. It comes all the way back to the midfielder, Thomas Rigo. And Rigo can send it out to the right side where Leo Sauer is. Sauer to David Juris, and Juris is unable to bring it down, and it will go out of play. Jonathan Tah was asking the question as to why the referee went to his pocket to award the yellow card for Malik Chow, but I think it's quite an obvious one for him to give. So there is another substitute to tell you about. It's David Raum, who has gone off for RB Leipzig, and coming on for him is Nathaniel Brown. Nathaniel Brown, who is 22 years of age. He is on for just his second appearance. His last appearance came in October international break against Luxembourg, where he got just 8 minutes in that game, did the 22-year-old. He plays his club football with Eintracht Frankfurt. He joined them for 2.5 million from Nuremberg, and he's on for just his second German appearance, but he was certainly wanting to be impressive in this showing, as Julian Nagelsmann will now have an eye on the World Cup, and Nathaniel Brown, who has been featuring for Frankfurt in the Champions League this season, when they've conceded a hatful, will be hoping to impress. I mean, Frankfurt, the first 3 games in the Champions League, they won 5-1 in the first game, they then lost 5-1, and then they lost the next game 5-1. So what was the score in the 4th game for Frankfurt? 0-0. You can't write it, and you wonder sometimes why there are still punters that go to the bookies, because you can never tell when it comes to football. So back in play now with Germany. Here is the aforementioned Nathaniel Brown. He will knock it forward. They are racing forward, and it's going to be a shot by Leroy Sané, but Martin Dubravka just diving down to his right side. It's a comfortable one for him to collect. So the ball comes back to Felix Nemetcha, whose brother, of course, Lucas Nemetcha, is currently playing for Leeds United in the Premier League, but Felix Nemetcha, who came through the Manchester City academy system with Lucas, is now with Borussia Dortmund. So making a 26 million move there. So Germany moving the ball well. It's Brown to Chow, and he will come across to Jonathan Tah. Tah will step forward with the ball. It's back across. Germany will come forward. As they try and work the ball out. It comes out to the right side. And it's Serge Gnabry. He'll play 1-2 with the man that's just scored the goal, Baku. It's Baku to Sané. And then it's Gnabry. Gnabry blocked off by David Hansko. Then Felix Nemetcha will go back to Malik Chow, and Chow can go out to the left midfielder, Florian Wirtz. He's been outstanding today as Florian Wirtz. He will try and send it across, but the ball does go out of play for a Slovakia throw. Moving the ball incredibly well at the moment are Germany. It was a good save before by Dubravka as Leon Goretzka got forward for the Germans. So David Hansko, who is coming forward with the ball, then he will go back, and it's Milan Skriniar. Skriniar can go out to the right side to Ivan Schranz. Schranz back to the central defender, Obert. Obert will send the long ball forward towards Bobček. Bobček felt he was being grappled with Malik Chow, but the referee doesn't really agree with it. So the ball goes out to the left side. Here is Nathaniel Brown to Florian Wirtz. This cross goes in, and it's blocked off. And it'll be blocked off by Skriniar. Nathaniel Brown, who played inside to Felix Nemetcha. Here is Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah on the ball. And then he will knock it forward into Serge Gnabry. And Gnabry loses it, and now it comes up towards Bobček, who's going to try and bring the ball down, and the referee is actually going to pull it back. He tried to play an advantage, so he's going to pull it back, and we are going to see another substitute for Germany, and it's Florian Wirtz. He's going to get a standing ovation as he makes his way off, and perhaps if there were Liverpool supporters watching, Jurgen Klopp's in the stands today, they'll have seen why Liverpool were prepared to cough up £110 million for Florian Wirtz, because he has been brilliant tonight, absolutely exceptional. But coming on for him is number 9. Quite strange that he wears number 9, because he's not actually a striker, but it's the RB Leipzig midfielder who is on for his debut He has skipped the under-21s and he's straight into the first team setup. It's Yasan Udadrago, who plays his club football here at the Red Bull Arena with RB Leipzig. So he gets a hero's welcome onto the pitch. He scored 2 goals and got 3 assists in 10 appearances this season for Leipzig, and he's played for them since 2024, the summer of 2024, when he joined for 8.3 million from Schalke. So Hasan Udadraga, who, to say, is a bit of an eyesore that a midfielder's wearing the number 9 shirt. I don't think that should ever be allowed to happen, but it has, and he is getting an opportunity to impress Julian Nagelsmann now. This has come on for Florian Wirtz. So Germany with the ball. It's Riddle Baku, goes back to Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah can turn back. Goes out to the left side. Felix Nemecha. Slovakia just really happy to just sit in and just, let's say, damage limitation now. Germany in the first had 69% of the ball, but this half they've had 5% more of the ball and 7 more shots. So Germany still moving it well as they're inside the box now, and it's going to be a strike inside, and it's a goal for Germany, and it's a debut goal for Hasan Udadrago, and he puts it into the back of the net. And what a debut it is for the young man, the teenager, who just maybe over 60 seconds ago came onto the pitch, and Hasan Udadrago puts Germany 6 goals up to the good. And it's a dream debut for him. One he will never forget, I'm sure of that. And you cannot take away that big smile on his face. He just waited patiently inside the box as it came to him, and it's actually his first touch since coming on, because Sane just laid it off for him. It was a lovely chop back. Didn't even need a touch, did Hasan Udadrago. No chance for Martin Dubravka, who was at full stretch down to his right side. But the ball goes across, and it does end up in the bottom corner. And they are now 6-0 up. Julian Nagelsmann once again celebrating with his backroom staff. Absolutely loving what he's seeing. So here is Nathaniel Brown. He'll come back to Sane. There is Jonathan Tah. Tah will play a 1-2 with Felix Nemecha. Nemecha will go back and all the way back to Tah. As we're in the final 10 minutes now. Germany 6, Slovakia 0. Slovakia have gone from conceding 2 goals in the qualifiers to conceding 8. Germany have gone from scoring the 10 goals in 5 games to now 16, which is nearly 3 a game. So Germany are coming forward. It's Leroy Sane. Sane will deliver it into the far side. Even Schranz just about clears it away, and it'll be a throw for Germany. So here are Germany coming forward now with the ball. Out to the left side, it's Leroy Sane. Sane will go to Jonathan Tah. Hanging out on that left side, Nathaniel Brown now. Nathaniel Brown on the ball. Comes back to Felix Nemecha. And Nemecha will come all the way back to Tah. Slovakia with 11 players behind the ball at the moment. So try and take on David Hansko, but the Atletico Madrid player is able to come away from it. It's a great advantage play by the referee, really good advantage. Is Leo Sauer then has no option but to turn back, and Riddle Baku, who is one of the substitutes that came on to score, tackles the ball. So, substitute for Slovakia, it's number 2 Petar Pekarik, who is going to come on, and coming off for them is number 20 David Juris, and I wonder how much the Slovakians will maybe put, not the blame, but maybe put a bit of it on the door of David Juris, because he had the excellent opportunity just 8 minutes into the game as he sent his opportunity out to the right side. It was an excellent save by Oliver Baumann, and then it was only a minute after that, or maybe less than that, that the ball came out to him for a second phase for a corner, and he slammed it over the bar. So David Juris has gone off, and coming on for him is Petr Pekarik, who plays for Hertha Berlin's second team now. Of course, he's played for Hertha Berlin for 12 years. He was out in Germany with them. He also had 3 years with Wolfsburg as well before he made the move to MSK Zalina. And then early this year he made the move to Dynamo Jeske Budovic, and now he's returned to Hertha Berlin in sort of a coaching position with the under-23s, but he has not played, in fact, in any of the qualification process, so I wonder whether this will be the final ever appearance for Petr Pekarik, who has come on for his 135th appearance. He made his debut on the 10th of December 2006, did Pekarik. Now he's playing 19 years later, at 39 years of age, and I wonder whether this might be the final hurrah for the fullback. So it's Martin Dubravka who's got the ball. It's going to go out to the left side. Ball will play forward towards Leo Sauer. It's Germany who can go out to Riddle Baku. Baku will come forward with the ball. He squares it. It's Udegraga. It's going to be a shot by Felix Nemetche. Another substitute was trying their luck, this time from distance, about 20 yards out, but his strike goes wide of the goal. But wow, what excellent feat that is by Udegraga, who was just able to slot it through the legs of one of the players down there. So, goal kick for Martin Dubravka to take. Dubravka will knock it long, and it's going to be flicked on by number 11 for Slovakia. Of course, it was Thomas Bobček who scored that fantastic goal against Northern Ireland. And it comes out to the right side as it's Riddle Baku. Baku will come all the way back, and it's Milan Skriniar who gets across and clears it away. And it's going to come all the way through to Jonathan Tah. It's Julian Nagelsmann still patrolling about. He will be so pleased with what he has seen. I mean, he has had a long managerial career in terms of years, in terms of when he started as just a youth scout at Augsburg before he became the assistant manager at TSV 1860 under-17 side. And then he was the youngest ever manager in Bundesliga at the time, at just 28 years of age. He was managing Hoffenheim. Spells here at the Red Bull Arena with Leipzig, and then had a couple of years with Bayern Munich, and now he's coming up to 3 years in charge of the German national team, 29 games into his reign. So Slovakia can come forward. It does come to David Hansko, and it's a great challenge that goes in by the Borussia Dortmund midfielder Felix Nemetche, just sliding it out for a throw for Slovakia. And then the ball will come all the way back across to the right side as he's sent forward by Pekarik, the 39-year-old. Tries to find Bobček, but unable to go into him. And it's Baku who'll give it into Jonathan Tah. There is Nathaniel Brown on the ball. It's Germany who will come back to Malik Chow. Chow cross to Riddle Baku. And it's Baku on the ball. Cross to Malik Chow. Chow can get it out of his feet. He will force it forward. And it's going to come out to the left side. Serge Gnabry, and it's a good Strong challenge going in by Lubomir Satka. Out for a corner, and those Germans aboard just absolutely loving what they are seeing so far. So, Germany with a corner on the far side. Serge Gnabry is going to attempt to send a right-footed delivery in. It's going to be all the way to the far post, but it is unable to find the man in white, and it will go out for a goal kick for Martin Dabrevka to go behind his goal and collect. A fantastic goal that was for Ridal Baku to score, which was his 8th start, and he was maybe thinking he would be the headliner, the front of the newspaper, but I wonder whether that will now go to Asan Ujadrago, who they are really excited about, this 19-year-old teenager. He signed for Leipzig for 8.3 million from Schalke. So, Germany on the ball now. So come out to the left side, it's Nathaniel Brown. Brown will play it inside to Voltemade. Voltemade will come back to Malik Chow. And Germany are just going to be patient on the ball. Falcons will have been a little bit excited and optimistic about coming into this game. They had won 4 of their previous 12 matches against Germany across all competitions, but it has been utter domination from the start from Germany. Slovakia were last in the finals of a World Cup in 2010. They reached the round of 16 on that occasion. They played England as well, if you do remember, 0-0 draw, but they have missed out on the last 3 tournaments, so they will have plenty of the line as their previous occasions. They have been knocked out in the group stage in their last 2 participations in the tournament. So there is an expectation on Julian Nagelsmann, but I'm not sure there's quite the expectation that they should go and win it, because the German side now perhaps doesn't boast the star power that they once had. So 6-0 here. Northern Ireland still 1 goal up against Luxembourg. It's Stoke City's Jamie Donnelly who scored the only goal of the game there. Malta are losing 3-2 at home against Poland. It was Lewandowski who gave Poland the lead before Irvin Cardona scored for Malta. It was then Pavel Vyzulek who got a goal back for Poland, and then it was an equaliser from the spot by Teddy Tuma, and then just now Peter Zielinski of Inter Milan has put Poland back in front. Netherlands will be at the World Cup next summer. They are 4-0 up against Lithuania. Tiane Reinders, Cody Gakpo, Xavi Simons and Daniel Marlon complete a quartet of Premier League stars, scoring all of the goals there. Czech Republic are 6 goals up against Gibraltar. Dodera, Hori, Seval, Karabech, Suchek and Haranchek have got the goals there. And Montenegro lost 3-2 at home against Croatia, despite leading 2-0. And the referee has decided no additional time here. He will spare the blushes of the Slovakians as it finishes Germany 6, Slovakia 0.